Hi guys, I'm back with another video today. So today's video is reactions for NXT Great American Bash 2021. The show just ended and I would just like to say sorry. I kind of did bad at this pay-per-view. I kind of did bad in the predictions in this video. I wasn't really thinking clearly. I was more thinking in the aspect of who I wanted to win, which sometimes WWE doesn't give the fans what they want. So I kind of was thinking that, they would do what the fans want for this special edition NXT, but just didn't happen. I got 1 out of the 4 matches correct, which is 25%, which is not bad, but I still did pretty bad, and I'm sorry about that, guys. I'll do better next time, which the next predictions and reactions will be Money in the Bank, which will be not this weekend, but the weekend after that, so I'll do better for you guys. So the first match of the night is a tag team match for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Winner and still NXT Tag Team Champions, MSK. Overall, it was a pretty good match, but I didn't like the ending. MSK won with a roll-up, which it's okay to use the roll-up sometimes, but when you do it often, people start not liking it. Number 2, a singles match for the $1 Million Championship. If Grimes loses, he will become Knight's butler. Winner and still $1 Million Champion, LA Knight. So Cameron Grimes will be LA Knight's butler, which I think that's pretty cool. It will be a cool storyline for a little bit. AEW did something a little bit similar earlier in the year, so I like how NXT is going to take a spin on it. But this feud between Cameron Grimes and LA Knight is not over. If I had to do the match correctly, it would be a 2 out of 3 falls for the $1 Million Championship. Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight. And Cameron Grimes will win the 2 out of 3 falls match and become the new $1 Million Championship. That's if NXT does that, which that's my own opinion. I don't know if it's going to happen. If it does, then I predicted it before it happened, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm just saying that would be a good idea to do on NXT at the next TakeOver pay-per-view. The third match is the tag team match for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship. Winner and new Women's Tag Team Champions, Io Shirai and Zoe Stark. This is the only match that I got right, which I was not really surprised, but it was a good match. And there was something even more better about the ending, which I will get to here in a little bit. The fourth match is a singles match. Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole. Adam Cole is the winner of the singles match. Overall, it was a good match. It was as good as the first meeting they had. I'm kind of upset there was no stipulation to it. But overall, it was still a good match. It was almost 30 minutes. So let's get into the other stuff. This stuff is just segments and interviews that happened during the Great American Bash. William Regal and Samoa Joe call out Johnny Gargano and Karrion Kross about the NXT Championship. So Johnny Gargano will face Karrion Kross for the NXT Championship next week on NXT, which I expect Karrion Kross to retain, which I won't be surprised. I'll do an NXT news for that, so to just let you guys know what happened. But I think of what I remember, I saw 5 matches yesterday, and I think Johnny Gargano versus Karrion Kross was actually going to be the main event for NXT Great American Bash, but they probably figured that they wouldn't have enough time because the match between Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly was about 30 minutes, and I don't think they would have been able to fit time to have that match, so that's why they're having it next week. Kushida had a promo about Roderick Strong attacking him. Yes, a couple weeks ago, Roderick Strong attacked Kushida after his Cruiserweight Championship match against Kyle O'Reilly, which was another good match. Interview. Miguel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai talk about the NXT Women's Championship Tag Team match. So, this leads me into my next point. I feel like what's going to happen with the Women's Tag Team Championships is... So we already know Io Shirai and Zoe Stark are the tag team champions. I truly think what's going to happen is they're going to lose to Miguel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. And here's why. Sometimes they do double champions. And if they do it, Miguel will be a double champion. So they will do that for a little bit until like Io Shirai and Zoe Stark wins it back. And then eventually they will lose to another tag team, whoever it may be. Maybe it'll be, Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, or The Way, who they beat tonight, or anybody else that's in the women's tag team division. I'm just throwing out some storylines that could happen. Because, sometimes you gotta think about this stuff in wrestling. Like, there's good storylines and then there's bad ones. So far, I've thought up a couple good storylines. And another thing about Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly, this will not be their last match. I figure their next match will be at the next TakeOver pay-per-view. And that will also be a 2 out of 3 falls match as well. I just wanted to say that really quick. NXT is having an NXT Breakout Tournament, and it starts next week. I'm not too sure what the tournament is actually about, but it's for the breaking out of the stars in NXT. I saw a couple people in there that I knew. What do I think is going to happen in this tournament? Well, there was a couple things. There was a couple wrestlers from Evolve, which used to be their own wrestling show, but WWE owns it now. There was some wrestlers from NXT UK. There was some wrestlers from NXT. So, who do I think is going to win the tournament? I think Josh Briggs from Evolve is going to win the tournament. I think he's going to win the tournament. The other people, there's a couple of them I know, and I think they're going to all get to the semifinals. Like Joey Gacy from NXT UK, he'll probably face Josh Briggs in the final of the tournament. The other 2 guys will face off each other. So, that's why I think is going to happen with that. Tegan Nox returns to help Io Shirai and Zoe Starks to win the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. And they shock The Way of Candice LeRae and whatever the other girl's name is, I forgot. So yeah, that was what I was mentioned earlier, that there would be a surprise ending to that match, which I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was a really good way to return Tegan Nox. She's been out for a year with an injury, which I kind of don't remember what it actually was. But a good way to bring her back. Before she was feuding with Candice LeRae. Also, Dexter Lumis the Dexter Loomis thing, that's been happening for a while with her and that girl in the way, and I don't know what to think of that storyline. I think keep it up, but don't. I don't know. Isaiah Swerve Scott NXT American Championship Cypher celebration. So last week on NXT, Isaiah Swerve Scott won the NXT Championship from Bronson Reed, which, I mean, I hate to admit, but I actually was happy that he won because he was a guy I watched before he got to the WWE, like Timothy Thatcher, who was on earlier in the show. So I was happy that happened. You know, I'm kind of mixed. I didn't really want Bronson Reed to lose, but maybe he will regain the title back in the future. So, you know, things can happen. Tony Storm has an interview. Yeah, that's basically it. And William Regal and Samoa Joe talk about how good the NXT Great American Bash is, how the pay-per-view is going. So what is the match of the night? The match of the night is definitely Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly in the singles match. There's no doubt about it. That was just a good match. That's the main event, and that's the match of the night. The underdog match of the night. Oh my god, I was thinking about it earlier. Now I kind of have mixed feelings of who I want to go with. Honestly, this time I'm going to go with two. The underdog matches of the night are the $1 Million Championship match, Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight. And the second underdog match of the night is the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship match. Both matches were good. They had something to bring to the table. I'm upset that I got one right and one wrong. This was kind of an off pay-per-view for me, but I'll kind of bring it back next time because I know a lot about wrestling. There's sometimes I have good days, sometimes I have bad days. Some days it's just, what the fuck is going on? It's just a mixed feeling pay-per-view. But overall, that was my predictions and reactions for NXT Great American Bash 2021. Tell me your thoughts of the pay-per-view. And please post a comment. What did you think of my predictions and reactions for NXT Great American Bash 2021? And if you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace, period.